Hello everyone. Hope you're all doing good. So today we are here for grade 7 maths. The chapter name today we discuss that is integers. And here are the list of the lessons that is understanding integers, absolute values and opposite integers, integer inequalities with absolute values, integers on a number line and compare and order integers. So you can find all the lessons on aplusstudent.com. You have to log in by using their email and password that is provided by the administrator. Go to the subject tab, select maths from there, and scroll down for grade 7 maths. Here are the list of the chapters. So today we discuss the integers. So let's click on it and here we continue. So here are the lessons. So today we start first lesson that is understanding integers. So look at here. What does it mean? First of all, we are going to understand the integers. First of all, let me tell you guys what are integers. So integers are the numbers, like it's all like natural or real number, you can say that. But it's like in the form of here is a 3, but you can put it with positive sign and as well as negative sign. Okay, plus sign and minus sign with it. So you can say that this is integer. Okay, this is positive integer and that is negative integer. Like for example, if I'm going to write down here some other integers like 4 plus 4 and minus 4. So here is the positive integer. So what is here? That is a positive integers. And what is here? That is a negative integers. Negative integers. Okay. So these are the positive and negative integers. Like for example, if I'm going to say that, like if we are going to, for example, if I'm going to write down some integers here, like it's negative 7 and positive 7. So this is negative integer, this is positive integer. So what is basically the difference between all these integers? So now when you have to check all these, so the negative integers always shows the less amount. Okay, always shows the small. It means negative, like small something, like you can say that less amount, like you can say that a low thing. Okay, like negative, it means everything that is decreases. Okay, like it's decreases. Got it? When you are going to check the positive one, it means that it's high, it's a big thing, like it's a big, like it's very high, like it's increases something. Okay, like here is basically if you're talking about the things. So like for example, we can say that this is a better thing, this is a good thing, so we just see that it's in positive integers. Okay, all right. So now when you have to check all that things, so we see that these are basically like all these kinds. Got it? Now for example, if we can check, if I'm going to say that here in negative 10, so this shows the low amount. Got it? This shows the very low amount. So we can say that this is a negative integer. You understand the types of integers, positive and negative integers? Now let's discuss some questions. So here, look at here the first question. So in the first question, they are saying that which integer represent the scenario? So $3 discount. So here is how much the discount? There is $3 discount. It means that something, the thing which is in the form of discount. So discount thing, it's a less thing, that means the negative integers we're going to add up. 5 degree below zero, it means that something is in below, something less, something low thing. So we are all also put the negative. Okay, negative 5 with it. Now, which integers represent this scenario? Adding shirts to a pile. Now, here is something addition, something added. So, some numbers, when you're going to say some numbers are added here, some numbers are add up here. So, it means that it's a positive integers. And one more thing with the positive integers, like for example, if they are saying that this is a basically something new collection is added and they just put it 6, if there is no sign with it, it means that it has a positive sign. Okay, if there is no sign, that means positive. You can also write down this as a plus 6 or 6, anything. Okay, like in any way that you want. But for the negative integers, you must put the sign with it. Otherwise, we are considering that if there is 6 written, so it means that it's a positive integer. Okay, when there is negative 6, so we can say that this is a negative integer. Okay, this is a basically main difference. So now let's discuss some other questions. So look at here the question. They are saying that which integer represents the scenario $7 per week increases in the pay. So you have to increase $7 per week. It means that something is increases. So here is the plus sign. Okay, and plus sign, it means that there is no sign with it. Which integers represent this scenario? Removing 5 cars from a train. Now here something is removing, it's not adding. Okay, when something is removing, then you are going to put the negative sign with it, minus sign with it. So here we just put it minus 5. All right, now let's do some test questions for that. Let's represent the scenario removing 8 plates from a stack. Now look at here, it's something is removing. It means that something is like basically is decreases. Now here decreases the plates from the stack, so we can say that removing thing you are going to put negative sign with it. Okay, so here we go with the negative sign. So which integers represent the scenario 1 gallon increases in volume? Now look at here, here is just simply we see that like it's increases. What does it mean? It means that something is increases in the volume, so it's minus 1. It's minus 1. Why I should put it? I just say minus 1 and then just by chance click on here. Okay, something is in increases, so it means that it's positive 1. All right, $4 price reduction, it means that something is reduced, something is less, so we are going to put negative sign with it. Okay, now 3, which integers represent the scenario 3-degree warmer today than yesterday? It means that something is hot as compared to the yesterday. 3-degree warmer today than yesterday. Like it means that from yesterday, today temperature is basically more warmer. It means that temperature is increases. Got it? Like something is increases because temperature is increases. So it means that something increases. Then you are going to put the negative sign with it. Or sorry, positive sign with it. Okay. So a puppy grows 2 centimeter longer. Now look at here, something big here, something longer here. When you're going to check something big or something longer, then you are going to put the positive sign with it. So we go here with the positive 2. All right. Hope you guys understand this lesson. Now let's discuss the next one. So now let's move to the second lesson, which is absolute values and opposite integers. Let's just check it out. First of all, what is the absolute values for this one? What is absolute means? Absolute means like something like r positive and 0. Absolute value of a number is a distance from 0. So find the distance between 7 and 0 on the number line. So it means that it's positive 7. Every number which is form of negative when you are going to finding it out the absolute value for this one, okay, then it turned into positive. Like for example, in negative 6, this is a negative integers. When they are saying that finding it out their absolute values, so when you are going to finding it out their absolute values, so it can be changed into positive 6. Okay, like any number, like for example it's 100, so you can turn into positive 100. Now, what is the sign of absolute value? These two lines represents the absolute value, and inside there is some number. Like for example, it's 7. I just put the 7 too bad. Let me put it again. So, for example, it's 8. Now, what does it shows? It shows that the absolute value. Okay. Now here it shows the absolute value. So we can say that this represent basically the absolute value. Any negative number, when you're going to finding it out their absolute value, it changes into positive. Got it? Like this way. Negative 6 turns into positive 6, negative 100 turned into positive 100. So now when we see that, let's finding it out their test questions. So what is the opposite of 1? So, what's the opposite? What is the meaning of opposite? Like, for example, let me tell you this one as well. Let me tell you this one. What is the meaning of opposite? Opposite means, like, for example, if something is in the positive, when they're saying they're finding it out their opposite, so it means that their sign is changed and it can be turned into negative one. Okay, and for example, here is like 4, it means that it is positive. So what is the opposite of this one? It's negative 4. The opposite of this one is not plus 4. Okay, it's negative 4. It's minus 4. So when we're going to finding it out their opposite values, so this is the opposite value for that one. Now let's just finding it out the way. Here are some things, like if there is basically here number which is minus 12, and they are saying that find the opposite of this one, so the opposite of this one is 12. You can also write down like this way, or you can also write down like plus 12 like this way. Okay, it's all up to you. So this is the meaning of opposites. So what is the opposite of plus 1? That is negative 1. So here we go with this option. So this is the right answer. Okay, what is the opposite of minus 5? Now look at here. Here is minus 5. So what is the opposite of minus? That is plus, and 5 as it is. So here we go with this minus 5. I just check my mic, okay? Oh, I just put minus 5, and why I click it here? I don't know, like I just put it. What is opposite of minus 8? Opposite of minus 8 is plus 8, okay? And what is opposite of 4? Opposite of 4 is it's minus 4. So here we click with this one, okay? Click it carefully. What is opposite of minus 10? So now this time you guys think about it and then tell me in the chat what is the opposite of minus 10. Everyone think about it and then tell me in the chat. Please do it, everyone. Everyone solve it on your notebook. I already told you if there is minus sign, it can be changed into plus, and if there is a plus sign, it can be changed into the minus. So now here is a minus sign, so when we change it, so this become plus 10. Okay, this is the opposite. Now what's the opposite of 6? It's minus 6. Okay, this is the way that we need to finding it out the basically opposites. Now here comes absolute value. So what is the absolute value of 5? Absolute value is basically when they are saying what is the absolute value of minus 5? It's plus 5. Got it? When they're saying that what is the absolute value of plus 5, it's still plus 5. It's not minus 5 because it's happened in the case of opposites, not in the case of absolute. Absolute values are basically values in which all the numbers can be changed into positive. If there is positive numbers, so still the answer is positive. If there is negative numbers, so the answer is negative. Okay? So here the absolute value of 5, so this is 5. Now, what is the opposite of 6? Now, you guys tell me. Here is the plus 6. What is the opposite of that one? Everyone think about it. Then I will tell you. So, opposite of 6 is minus 6. My answer is minus 6. Are you all agree with this answer? Let's check. Yes, this is the right option. Okay. Opposite of 1 is minus 1. We already know. So, what is this? This is a basically shows absolute values, and I already explained what is absolute value. Absolute value is basically you are going to convert any number into positive. So here is absolute sign and 7 is given, so you just check which one is basically the absolute value. So here is your absolute value, that one is plus 7. Okay, that is here. Okay, now what is the absolute value of 2? So when we are going to finding it out, the absolute value of 2, what does it mean? It's again 2 because otherwise 2 is given or not, so we're just finding it out absolute value like this way. Okay, so here we go with this option. That is the right. Hope you guys understand this lesson. So now discuss the remaining part of the questions by yourself. Okay, let's do the next lesson. That is integer inequalities and absolute values. So here is are the questions. What is the integer inequalities? What does it mean? Like for example, you are going to put three signs here: greater than, less than, and equal. Okay, these are the three signs that you are going to put it. For example, is like if I'm going to say that what is the meaning of absolute value? Absolute value is basically meaning that is always positive. Okay, here is 6, which is in the form of absolute, and here is 10. So what number is which sign you are going to put in between of it? It's one option, option 2, or option 3. These are not equal, so we are not putting the equal sign. So it means that absolute 6 is 6 and here is 10. So which one is greater? So it means that 6 is less than 10. So the second sign is for the less one. So we are going to put 6 is less than 10. Or in the other word, you can say that 10 is greater than 6. Okay. For example, here we take some questions. Let me just take it out. Minus 5 and absolute value of 2. Minus 5 and absolute value of 2. First of all, we can change. Okay. That becomes minus 5 and here it becomes 2. Now when we see the numbers, then we check it out. 5 is greater and 2 is less. But the difference is here with the 5. What is the sign with the negative sign? Any negative number which is less. Like for example, you can say that here is 1000 with negative sign and here is 2. So which one is greater? 2 is greater as compared to this 1000, because with the 1000 it's negative sign. So the same case, for example, here I'm going 1000 with negative sign, and here is 10. So which number is basically the greater? You guys tell me. 5000 is greater with negative sign or 10 is greater? Yes, obviously 10 is greater as compared to this one. Okay. So from here, this is minus 5 and here is 2. So it means that minus 5 is less and 2 is greater. Understand? Let's do the next. Okay, if I'm going to write here some questions. Now you guys wrote down all the questions on your notebook and then tell me the answers in the chat. Okay, let me just write a first question. Negative 7, and which sign you are going to put with absolute value of 1. This is the one question. These two represent the absolute value. Okay, these two. Okay, this one shows the absolute value. These two line, and here is the number which is inside of 10. So which one is greater and which one is less? Everyone tell me. Everyone tell me this one. Then we will get the next question. Everyone think about it. Minus 7 is greater or 1 is greater? As we know that this is minus 7 and absolute value of 1 is 1, because as we know that the absolute value of 1 is 1. So minus 7 is greater or 1 is greater? When we are not seeing the sign, so the 7 is greater, but here when we see the signs, that is a negative sign, so it means that it's less and 1 is greater. Okay, and if you have a two numbers, like here is absolute value of negative 6 and 6, so which sign that you are going to put? Look at here, this is negative sign, but absolute value of any negative number, it turns into positive. So this is plus 6, this is plus 6, so these both are equal. Okay, remember that case as well. These are the cases that we discussed today for the absolute value and integers. Let me just explain that things again. First of all, check it out. They are saying that negative 5 with the absolute value of the first thing. Okay, what is that? This one is like negative 5 and absolute value of basically 2. So 2 is less, as we know that, but when we see that uh, with the basically signs, here is negative sign and here is plus sign. So according to their signs, we just included that 2 and 5 is less. And the second case is basically other case is like any two numbers which is given, and then just simply they are saying that there is absolute value with it and having the negative sign, and the other one is same with it and which is positive, which is in the, this shows that it's negative, which is in the plus. Okay, so for negative absolute value it turned into positive because it can change the sign and these becomes equal. Okay, now let's discuss the test questions that. So there is negative 5 and negative 5 absolute value. Here they just confuse you, like it's minus 5 and minus 5 with the absolute value. Minus 5 as it is, as we know that first of all you solve this question on your notebook and then we'll put the answer. Okay, so here is negative 5 and here is negative 5 with absolute value. It means that if they are giving in basically form of absolute, so in the absolute value every number which is negative it turned into positive. So it means that minus 5 is less, otherwise these both are same, but here with the negative sign. So when some digits have negative sign, so it means that these are basically not, you can say that, smaller, uh, basically smaller, and the other number is greater. So this one is, and this number is greater. Why? It's because it's given in the form of negative sign due to this negative sign. Okay, so we can say that minus 5, which is less than that of absolute value of minus 5. Okay, and this is our right answer. Let's see the next. Which sign make the statement true? This is minus 4, and here is the absolute value of minus 6. Okay, minus 4 and absolute value of minus 6. As we know that, let's just put minus 4. Okay, and here is the absolute value of minus 6. So now tell me, which one is greater? First of all, minus 4 as it is. What is the absolute value of 6? This is 6. So obviously 6 is in the plus form. So we can say that this becomes greater as compared to minus 4. Okay, this is the thing. Now, if there is one case, there is one more case. Like for example, if there is here, like these two numbers, both have negative sign. Okay, so what happened with that kind of numbers? So listen to me carefully. If you have two numbers and with the negative sign, you just click which one is greater. So a smaller number with negative sign is greater as compared to the bigger one. So this smaller minus 5 is greater as compared to this negative 6. Understand? The bigger number always smaller, but it's only happen in the case of negative. So it's minus 4 and minus 6. So it means that 6 is greater and minus 4 is less. Okay. Now let's do this one. It's 7 and absolute value of minus 7. As we know that when we see absolute value of negative 7 change, and it can be chain into 7, so these both are equal, so here we go with the equal sign. Yes, this is the right answer. Okay, now you guys tell me, absolute value of 0 and here is negative 2. What I told, like here is 0, negative 2 and 0. So what does it mean? It means that this is in the form of negative, so negative number always less, so this 0 is greater as compared to the minus 2. So here is minus 2, which is less than 0. So here we go with the option A. Okay, now you guys solve the rest of the questions by yourself. Hope you guys understand this lesson as well. And now let's do the fourth lesson, which is integers on the number line. Okay, first of all, let me tell you all guys, first of all, line, and then we see in which side there is positive integers and in which side there is negative integers. Okay, here is the point, in the middle point, which is always 0. Okay, and in the right side all the numbers in the plus form, it's plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, and plus 5. And in the left side of the 0 all the number that you can put it in the form of minus, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, and minus 5. Okay, this is a basically number line. In the middle you are going to put 0, and with the very, in the very basically right side you are going to put all the numbers positive. Okay, what does it mean? It means that, like, these are positive integers, so positive integers lies on the right side of your number line. Now when we see basically the left side of mm, number line, so here are some negative numbers. What does it mean? These negative numbers are called the negative integers. Okay, now let's check. They are saying that type the missing number. So which number is missing here? Check it out. You guys tell me which number is missing out here. Everyone think about it. This is so easy. So it's look at here, it's 0, then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the next one is 5. Okay, now type the missing number. Check it out, the number line. It's 1, and all the very right hand side they're just putting 1, 2, and here is the missing place. And on the very left side they're just putting negative signs. That means -1, -2, -3, and -4. So in that side it's 3. Okay, that is missing, like it's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now let's just start test questions. So look at here, type the count the numbers. Firstly it's -1, then it's 0, 1, 2, and what is the next? That is 3. Okay, so here we go with this. Type the missing numbers. So it's 0, and from the left side of the zeros it's negative numbers, and now the right side of the zeros it's all positive numbers. So when we see which number is missing, check it out which number is missing. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So here we go with the option 7. So type the missing number. Now you tell me, everyone tell me in the chat or think about it, what is the answer of this one? It's -1. That is basically from the left side, but when we go with the right side it's started from 0, and then 1 difference, that is missing. Then it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now are you guys able to tell me the answer? This is so easy, and in one term I already explained. Tell me what is the basically missing number here. That is 1. Okay, so here we go with the option A, that is 1. So type the missing number. Now this is a basically twist. Now here is 0, and the very right side it's positive number like 1, 2, 3, 4. But now in the left side it's -1. What is the next? It's -2, and then it's -3. So here it's -2. Okay, so type the missing number. Here is 0, which lie in the middle. Then from the very left side, it started from minus, like -1. But when the right side, we see that it's 1, then it's missing, which means it's 2, then it's 3, then it's 4. So here we go with the option A. Okay. Now you guys tell me the answer of this one. Think about it. It's so easy. Tell me what is the next one, teacher. Tell me the answer of this one. Check it out, everyone. This is so easy. It's -1, -2, and then what's the next? That is -3 or -4. That is -3. Okay, because it's 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, good. It's -3. Very well done. Okay, now check it out, this one, and then tell me the answer. Here, all the numbers which are negative, only one number is positive. So the 0 on the very left side of that, when you see it's -1, -2, -3, then it's missing place. then minus 4 or 5, minus 6, and minus 7. So which number you're going to put in the missing place? That is minus 4. So type the missing number. Here it's 0, and then from the right side of the 0, uh, how can we make these things? Like, look at here, it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then comes 5 next. Okay, so now type the missing number. Look at here, so what the number comes next, which is at 0. On the very left side it's only minus 1, but on the right side it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so here we go with the option, this one, that is 5. All right, hope you guys understand this lesson as well. So today we covered, now we covered integers on number line. We already covered integers on number line. Now we cover compare and order the integers. Okay, this is the last lesson of the day, of today. Which more words make this statement true? So if you have two positive numbers, I just tell you, like, if you have some negative number like negative 4 or 2, so it means that always positive number is greater. It's maybe in the form of 1000, it may be in the form of 100, it's maybe in any form. But when we see that here is a missing number, like for example, if I'm going to draw, this is the number line, and here it's 0. In that side all numbers are positive, and in this side all numbers are negative. Okay, so if they're saying that 2, 3 and 2, so obviously 3 is greater than 2 with the positive, so this is the option. Okay, so here we move with that one. So 3 is greater than 2. Let's do some test questions. It's minus 3 and minus 2. Which number make this statement true? Now both have minus sign. Okay, so they both are negative sign with it. Let's check. There is 0, and now in that side it's minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. And we are going to put plus 1 here, plus 2 here, plus 3 here, plus 4 here, and plus 5. Okay, this is the thing that we done it. Now we check it out, is 3 is greater or minus 2 is greater? I already sorry, minus 3 or 2. Okay, this is the question. I already explained minus things which have a very low cost, it's not basically usable, or you can say that it's not the number that you can say that the greater or something. So here we go with which option. So minus 3 is less and 2 is greater, otherwise this number is greater, but with this negative sign with it, so we can say that 2 is greater. Okay, as compared to minus 3. So here are minus 3 and minus 2, if both have same like negative sign with it. Okay, like in this way, I already explained this thing, I think so. If you have, like the first case we discussed, like if you have a some bigger number, like it's 4, and here it's negative 2, so it means that always 4 is greater than minus 2. This is the first case. Okay, like any number, for example 100, minus 104. So which one? As we see that just the number, it's 100 and it's 4, so it means that 100 is greater. But when we see that negative sign, we can say that 4 is greater and 100 is basically not much greater as compared to 4. Okay. And now when we see that, this is the thing that, like for example, here is minus 1000, and when you have to write 6, so which one is greater? As we know that minus 1000 is less as compared to 6. Why? It's because there is negative sign with it. This is just a reason. Okay, this is just a reason. You can say that this number is less and this number is greater. All right, so it is minus 3 minus 2, so it means that minus 3 is less than minus 2. So I go with this option. Minus 3 is less than minus 2. And then let's check. Is it right or wrong? I hope so it's right. Yeah, this is the right answer. Okay, now you check this one. It's 5 and 4. Here is 5 and here is 4. Now check. These both are positive numbers. And as we see that positive number is greater as compared to small positive numbers. So this is plus 5, this is plus 4. So plus 5 is greater than plus 4. So we go with this option. 5 is greater than 4. I'm going with this one. Okay. And now this one. It's 5 and negative 4. So you guys tell me, 5 is greater or negative 4 is greater? As we know that negative 4 is less and 5 is greater. So 5 is greater than negative 4. Let's do with this option. So here we go with that option and this is the right. Okay. Now it's minus 2 and 0. Look at here. If you have some rupees, you can say that it's maybe like in the form of 1000 or 10,000, but with negative sign. And here is you have nothing, that is 0. Still 0 is greater as compared to this number. Okay, still 0 is greater as compared to this number. Now let's check. Let's go with this. So minus 2 is less than 0. Got it? All the number which is on the right side, that is greater. So minus 2 is less than 0. Let's check, is it right? Yeah, this is the right thing. Okay, my 2 and minus 1, obviously 2 is greater because the one reason, there is 1 when we see the number, and the second, when we see the sign, when we see the sign and when we look the sign, so it means that 2 is greater than minus 1. Okay, this is the thing that we done. Which word make this statement true? Minus 5 minus 3. Look at here, minus 5 lies here, minus 3 lies here. Every number with a negative sign but which is less, okay, that is a greater number. Like for example, here is minus 920 and here is 200 with minus 200. So when we see that this is minus sign, this is minus sign, so in basically when you just click that option, because this option is, but this is not the right option. The right option is negative sign less number is greater always. Okay, so we go with this option. So minus 3 is greater, so minus 5 is less than minus 3. Let's go with this option. Okay, hope you guys understand lesson as well. So you guys may starting the next session, you can practice all these questions. So today we discuss the grade 7 maths. The chapter name is integers and here are the list of the chapters. So if you still need any help in any of the lesson, then you can contact you on Skype that are every day to Friday, 5 to 9 p.m. So for now, have a good day, you all. Bye.